In the heart of the mighty Persian Empire, stretching from India to Ethiopia, a story of incredible courage and hidden identity is about to unfold. The year is 483 BC. The ruler is King Xerxes, a man of immense power and unpredictable temper, who commands 127 provinces from his throne in the fortress of Susa. Our story begins with a grand banquet, a feast lasting an astonishing 180 days, designed to flaunt the king's boundless wealth and glory. On the final day, flushed with wine and pride, King Xerxes makes a fateful demand. He summons his wife, the beautiful Queen Vashti, to appear before his guests and display her beauty. But Vashti, in a stunning act of defiance, refuses. The king's fury is legendary. Humiliated before his nobles, he consults his advisors. They warn him that Vashti's disobedience could inspire all women in the empire to disrespect their husbands. Their solution? Banish Vashti, strip her of her royal title. And so it is decreed. The queen is gone, and the search for a new one begins. A royal decree is sent across the land. All the most beautiful young virgins are to be brought to the king's harem in Susa. Among them is a young Jewish woman named Hadassah. Orphaned as a child, she was raised by her older cousin Mordecai, a kind and devout man who loved her as his own daughter. Hadassah is exceptionally beautiful, but her true strength lies in her wisdom and grace. Before she is taken to the palace, Mordecai gives her a crucial instruction. Do not reveal your heritage. Do not tell anyone you are a Jew. He gives her a Persian name, Esther. In the palace, Esther is placed under the care of Haggai, the king's eunuch in charge of the harem. Immediately, she wins his favor. He provides her with the best beauty treatments, special food, and 7 dedicated maids. For 12 months, the young women undergo an elaborate beautification process with oils and perfumes. Esther listens, she learns, and she conducts herself with a quiet dignity that charms everyone she meets. When her turn finally comes to go before King Xerxes, she doesn't demand lavish jewels or gowns like the others. She simply takes what Haggai advises. The moment the king lays eyes on her, he is captivated. He loves Esther more than all the other women. He places the royal crown on her head and declares her his new queen. A great banquet is held in her honor, and the empire celebrates. Queen Esther, the orphan girl, now sits beside the most powerful man in the world. Her true identity, a closely guarded secret. Meanwhile, Mordecai continues his work as a minor official at the king's gate. Every day he sits there, hoping for news of Esther. One day he overhears 2 of the king's guards, Bigthana and Teresh, plotting to assassinate King Xerxes. Mordecai immediately sends word to Esther, who in turn informs the king, giving full credit to her cousin. The plot is investigated, the guards are found guilty and executed, and Mordecai's loyalty is recorded in the royal chronicles. For now, the deed goes unrewarded, but destiny has a long memory. But a dark shadow is rising within the court. A man named Haman, an Agagite, has been promoted by the king to the position of Grand Vizier, second in command only to Xerxes himself. The king commands everyone to bow down to Haman, but Mordecai, as a Jew, refuses. He will bow only to his God. Day after day, Haman passes by, and day after day, Mordecai stands firm. Haman's pride turns to seething rage. It's not enough to punish just one man. When he discovers Mordecai is a Jew, Haman's hatred escalates into a genocidal plot. He decides to annihilate not just Mordecai, but his entire people throughout the Persian Empire. Haman goes to the king. He doesn't mention the Jews by name, but describes them as a scattered and rebellious people with different laws, a threat to the king's authority. He offers the king an enormous sum of money, 10,000 talents of silver, to fund their destruction. King Xerxes, perhaps distracted or simply indifferent, agrees without much thought. He hands his royal signet ring to Haman, giving him the authority to seal the decree. Lots, or Purim, are cast to determine the most auspicious date for the slaughter. The date is set, the 13th day of the 12th month, the month of Adar. A decree is written, sealed with the king's ring, and sent by couriers to every province. On that one day, all Jews, men, women, and children, are to be killed and their property plundered. The city of Susa is thrown into confusion, but Haman sits down with the king to drink, satisfied with his wicked plan. When Mordecai learns of the decree, he tears his clothes, puts on sackcloth and ashes, and walks through the city, wailing in bitter anguish. Jews across the empire join him in mourning, fasting, and weeping. The news reaches Esther in the palace. Unaware of the decree's specifics, she sends clothes to Mordecai, but he refuses them. Panicked, Esther sends a trusted attendant to find out what is wrong. Mordecai reveals everything. He gives her a copy of the horrifying edict and makes a desperate plea. Go to the king, beg for his mercy, and plead for your people. Esther's heart sinks. She sends back a message reminding him of the unchangeable law. Anyone who approaches the king uninvited will be put to death unless the king extends his golden scepter. And she has not been summoned for 30 days. Mordecai's reply is a thunderclap of truth and consequence. Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this? His words strike her to the core. This is her moment, her purpose. All the fear vanishes, replaced by a steely resolve. She sends her final message to Mordecai. Go, gather together all the Jews in Susa, and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, even though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish. For 3 days, an entire community holds its breath, praying and fasting. On the 3rd day, Esther puts on her royal robes and stands in the inner court of the palace, in front of the king's hall. Xerxes is on his throne. He sees her. The seconds feel like an eternity. Will he raise the scepter? He does. He extends the golden scepter, and Esther approaches, touching its tip. What is it, Queen Esther? The king asks, his voice softened. What is your request? Even up to half the kingdom, it will be given to you. But Esther doesn't reveal her true purpose just yet. Her plan is more intricate, more strategic. She simply says, if it pleases the king, let the king and Haman come today to a banquet I have prepared for him. The king agrees, and Haman is summoned. Haman is ecstatic, bursting with pride. At the banquet, the king again asks Esther for her request. Again, she deflects, inviting them both to a second banquet the next day. Then, she promises, I will answer the king's question. Haman leaves the banquet walking on air. The queen herself has honored him twice. But as he passes the king's gate, he sees Mordecai, who still refuses to bow. All his joy evaporates, replaced by that familiar burning rage. He goes home and complains to his wife and friends. They give him a vile suggestion: build a gallows 75 feet high, and in the morning, ask the king for permission to hang Mordecai on it. Then you can go to the banquet with a happy heart. Haman loves the idea and has the gallows built immediately. That very night, a twist of fate. The king cannot sleep. He orders the book of the Chronicles, the record of his reign, to be brought and read to him. The reader happens upon the entry about Mordecai uncovering the assassination plot. The king stops him. What honor and recognition has Mordecai received for this? He asks. Nothing has been done for him, his attendants reply. Just then, Haman enters the outer court. He has come early to ask for Mordecai's execution. Before he can speak, the king asks him a question. What should be done for the man the king delights to honor? Haman's ego soars. Who else could the king want to honor but him? He lays out a lavish ceremony. Let a royal robe the king has worn and a horse the king has ridden be brought. Let the robe and horse be entrusted to one of the king's most noble princes. Let them robe the man the king delights to honor and lead him on the horse through the city streets, proclaiming before him, "This is what is done for the man the king delights to honor." Excellent, the king commands. Go at once. Get the robe and the horse and do just as you have suggested for Mordecai the Jew, who sits at the king's gate. Do not neglect a single detail. The horror on Haman's face must have been a sight to see. Humiliated, he has no choice but to obey. He finds Mordecai, dresses him in the king's robes, places him on the royal horse, and leads him through the city, shouting the proclamation of honor he had designed for himself. Afterwards, Haman rushes home, his head covered in shame, and tells his family what happened. His wife's response is chilling. Since Mordecai, before whom your downfall has started, is of Jewish origin, you cannot stand against him. You will surely come to ruin. While they are still speaking, the king's eunuchs arrive to hurry Haman to Esther's second banquet. He arrives, still reeling from the morning's humiliation. Once again, the king turns to Esther. Queen Esther, what is your petition? It will be given you. What is your request? Even up to half the kingdom, it will be granted. This time, Esther is ready. The moment has come. If I have found favor with you, your majesty, and if it pleases you, grant me my life. This is my petition, and spare my people. This is my request. For I and my people have been sold to be destroyed, killed, and annihilated. The king is stunned. Who is he? Where is the man who has dared to do such a thing? Esther looks directly at Haman. Her voice rings with courage. The adversary and enemy is this vile Haman. Terror seizes Haman. The king, in a rage, storms out into the palace garden. Haman, realizing his life is over, throws himself onto the couch where Esther is reclining, begging for his life. Just then, the king returns. He sees Haman on the queen's couch and misinterprets the scene entirely. Will he even molest the queen while she is with me in the house? Xerxes roars. At that, the king's attendants cover Haman's face. Then one of them speaks up. A gallows, 75 feet high, stands by Haman's house. He had it made for Mordecai, the one who spoke up to help the king. The king's command is swift and final. Hang him on it. So Haman is executed on the very gallows he built for Mordecai, and only then does the king's fury subside. But the danger is not over. The evil decree, sealed with the king's ring, still stands and cannot be revoked. Esther again goes before the king, weeping, and begs him to put a stop to Haman's plot. The king, now fully aware of the situation, gives Esther and Mordecai his signet ring. You yourselves write a new decree in the king's name, he tells them, and seal it with the king's ring. Mordecai, now elevated to Haman's former position, writes a new edict. It doesn't cancel the first one, but it grants the Jews in every city the right to assemble and protect themselves, to destroy any armed force that might attack them and their families on the 13th day of Adar. The new decree is sent out with the same urgency as the first. When it is announced in Susa, the city erupts in joy. Mordecai leaves the king's presence wearing royal garments of blue and white, a large golden crown, and a purple robe of fine linen. For the Jews, there is light and joy, gladness and honor. When the fateful day arrives, the tables are turned. Fear of the Jews has fallen upon the people of the empire, and the provincial officials, seeing that Mordecai is now a powerful figure, help them. The Jews defend themselves, striking down their enemies. In the fortress of Susa, they put to death 500 men, including the 10 sons of Haman. The next day, the Jews in Susa are given permission to continue, and they hang the bodies of Haman's 10 sons on the gallows. Across the empire, they successfully defend their lives. To commemorate this incredible deliverance, Mordecai and Esther establish an annual festival called Purim, named after the pur, or lots that Haman had cast. It is a time for feasting and joy, for sending gifts. Esther's story teaches us that God positions ordinary people for extraordinary moments, calls for courage over comfort, and brings victory through obedience and faith, even when he seems silent. Thank you for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that have shaped our world.